Yo, what's up, guys? This video is gonna be about the first condo I ever bought. This is gonna be more of a personal story, and I'm just gonna kind of guide you through the whole process, start to finish, what I went through on the buy side, which is kind of fun to put it in perspective because I always get to help people, buy, sell, find out more information and all that type of stuff. So going through the experience of buying a condo was kind of fun, not gonna lie. So guys, the first thing that I did was set my mind to it. Of course, I had a timeline that I wanted to accomplish this in, and really it started right after the summer, right? So around June, I can't remember the year exactly, but around June was when I first kind of thought about it. So I started to get everything in motion, got pre-approved, and kind of honed in on the neighborhoods that I wanted to start looking at. So I took my knowledge, my experience as a realtor, and kind of put it to work a little bit, right? I was kind of giving myself advice, it was in a way, right? So, I got pre-approved, got everything in motion, got certain neighborhoods that I was looking into. So by August, I was ready to start looking. All right. It didn't take me too long, I'll be honest with you, just because I was hyper focused and I knew exactly what I was looking for, right? And I can't stress that enough. I know I've said it in a couple of other videos. It makes it a lot easier when you know what you want and you hone in on it. All right. The moment that you go from wanting a condo to then exploring single families and then maybe a 2-family or 3-family, guys, all you're doing is wasting time. All right. Hone in on what you want, have a vision for what you want, focus on it, and go after it. All right. I've had clients before go and swap and switch up on what it is that they want, and all that does, guys, is waste time. It leads to frustration because all that back and forth, they don't really know what they want, and it just doesn't go well because now you're scrambling, looking at everything possible, and it's just not a successful way to do it. So I say all that to say this: it took me, guys, literally a month to find the spot that I was looking for. All right, and this was at a time where the competition was starting to heat up. Right, it wasn't as easy as it was before. I'll say easy in that there were competitive offers still on the table. Like condos were selling left and right. A condo might have 2 or 3 offers on the table at that time, right? So I was dead set on a budget. I wasn't passing it. I knew exactly how much I wanted to pay for a home. I knew exactly how much fit within my monthly budget. All right, so when I saw the condo, right, I'd actually seen it online, right, on the MLS, and what I did was I went to go see it. It was empty at that time. I went to go check it out. From the outside, honestly, I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie. From the outside, it didn't really look what I had envisioned it, right, and how it kind of looked like in the photos. So I go check it out. I pull up to the crib, and from the outside, I was like, oh, should I turn around, or should I kind of keep it pushing? But I was like, you know what, I'm here, it's empty. I'll just go check it out, in my own time, and take my time with it and really look at it, right? Like full on look at it. And so I go inside, and I end up absolutely loving the house, right? And reason why, because it was a 2-floor, it was like a townhouse style, but it was in like a 7-unit building, right? So 2 units were townhouse style, and it was connected with 5 other units that were more garden style. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but my unit ended up being a townhouse style, 2 bedrooms upstairs with 1.5 bathrooms. Full bath upstairs, half bathroom on the first floor with the living room and kitchen, and it had an open concept, right? So it didn't have much of a backyard, and I really wasn't looking for much, just because at that time I wanted maintenance, like as little maintenance as possible. So I didn't really want to deal with much. All right. Plus, the HOA was there, and they handled like all the landscaping, snow removal, and all that type of stuff, right? So I went to go see the spot and fell in love with it. I ended up reaching out to the agent and negotiating a deal, and the house was on the market for, I believe at that time, it was on the market for like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, right? So I took it as an opportunity to try and negotiate, right? So I was able to negotiate $12,000 off the list price, right? On top of seller credits. So I was able to negotiate off the purchase price and get some money back for closing costs, right? And major reason being is because the listing agent was actually the owner of the unit too, right? So it was literally the listing agent slash owner negotiating with buyer's agent slash buyer, which was me, right? So we were able to get this thing done, and honestly, it was one of my best like personal negotiations, not just like for myself, but like clients as a whole, just because I was able to kind of see everything, like the whole playing field, and understand the moving parts that was taking place. So I was able to negotiate a really good deal. Sometimes we're kind of in the dark of certain situations as realtors that we have to kind of figure things out, but sometimes we don't have all the information that we need. For this one, I felt like I had like a good understanding and a good I was able to see the whole field. Like, let's say if you're playing basketball, you're able to see like the whole court, and you know where players are gonna be and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, right? Like tendencies and all that type of stuff. So, couple things that I want to point out is the HOA was managed by the owners, right? And that because owners, it's not as effective as if it's managed by like an actual property management company, right? Communication kind of lacks a little bit. How they do things, the budget, meetings and all that type of stuff, it's not very effective, I'll be honest with you. Now, there are some HOAs that are managed by people that do a good job. This one was, it was different. I will say that it was different. I don't want to say anything, terrible or anything like that, but it was definitely different than what I was accustomed to and used to. So just want to point that out. Top of that, the condo association fees, they kept going up, right? So when I bought the condo, it started at $240, around that range, $240 to $250 per month. Completely cool with it, fit well within my budget, and I planned for it. And at the end of it, because I ended up selling the unit, at the end of it, the HOA was north of $400 per month in a matter of 2.5 years. So, the condo fees just kept going up. There was no real kind of benefit towards it, right? Just because there were issues. I won't get too in depth with it, but I had a couple issues with them at certain points in times, and I just didn't see the value in having to pay that and not really seeing that back. You know what I mean? So, they, again, without getting too in depth with it, that condo money, I felt like it was going kind of nowhere, but it didn't, it kept going up, right? Which really isn't fair. I did want to mention that the building was an old commercial building that was converted into condos. So it was, if I remember correctly, it might have been a church before. Might have been a church or a business, like a business building that they converted back in 2004, 2005, around that range, into 7 condo units. So what would happen is, because I guess they didn't either insulate the pipes well, or because of certain ways that they converted it, maybe the building code was different back then than it is now. A lot of pipes would freeze and burst because they weren't insulated properly. So come winter time, we would have those issues, and it it did happen from what I remember one time with one of the units while I was there. So, it ended up costing the condo association a good amount of money to get that fixed, get that unit back up to speed and running, because they shared all of the pipes within the building, just the way that it was remodeled or redone, then it became an HOA issue, right? So what I ended up doing was, selling the unit, making sure that at that point in time, like, I didn't want to have any kind of issues or anything like that. It started becoming more of a burden than anything else. I did end up renting it for a little bit of time, right? But at the end of it, it just didn't make any sense for me because of the whole communication, the HOA issues, between them and the tenants and all that type of stuff. The condo association fees going up and all that type of stuff. Like, it just became more of a burden than it did an investment at that point. So, my thoughts at the time were, it was a great experience. I'll take nothing from it, nothing but good things from it, I should say. But being very attentive to HOAs and how they do things, the management process of it, and making sure all of that type of stuff is in order, and just keeping an eye on your investment is something that I really gained experience on and learned from with this one. All right. Another thing is don't let kind of first impressions ruin what you might think, because again, from the outside, I wasn't that much of a fan of it, but once I saw the inside, it was definitely something that I saw myself in. And so that's my experience on the first condo that I ever purchased. I wanted to share that story with you. I know this is one of my longer style videos, but it is one that I'm very passionate about, and one that I wanted to give as much details as possible, again, without kind of coming across as saying anything bad or going through that type of stuff. So let me know if you guys have run into similar situations with HOAs. Let me know if your thoughts on owners running HOAs, and let me know if you've kind of experienced this, that thought of, like, when you first see something, you might not like it, but you end up loving it. So let me know all that good stuff, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'd appreciate it. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care.